All right, guys, we're back. Pregame.tv. We're looking at another SEC game. It was a little bit bigger hype a week ago, but we'll see what happens this week. This is Bryan Leonard's play. Alabama. Oh no, this is VR's play.
My pick.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
How you take that away from me?
You should have seen the fear of God in his face that he was going to have to make a pick. Alabama, Arkansas, VR. Tell us who you like and why.
Okay, I like Arkansas in this spot, and for me it's simple. It's how many points is Tyler Wilson truly worth? Because this line is now 20. It was as high as 21.5, and that's when we saw the wise guys get involved and take the points with Arkansas. You got to remember, the true line for this game, I thought, was a touchdown for Alabama. They should have been a 7-point favorite with Tyler Wilson. Now, Tyler Wilson's out, and correct me if I'm wrong. What was the look ahead at the Golden Nugget?
It was just 6 last week when I was down at the Hilton.
Exactly. So Alabama with Tyler Wilson should be about a touchdown favorite. Now, all of a sudden, we're looking at 3 touchdowns. Now, I know in college football, a quarterback may be worth a lot more than they are in the pros, but I think 2 touchdowns is stretching it a little bit, especially when you have a backup quarterback that's capable. A lot of people don't know. This kid coming in, Brandon Allen, is actually a capable quarterback. He's a redshirt freshman, but he was one of the most highly decorated quarterbacks to come out of Arkansas, and he wasn't a big 5-star recruit. But the reason for that was simple. His dad was and still is an Arkansas assistant coach. So this kid had already committed to Arkansas from when he was 14, 15 years old. He knew where he was going to go play. And because of that, recruits didn't go in there, the recruiters, and take him seriously or give him the grades he deserved. And don't forget, Arkansas has a very tough offense to run. This kid has been watching it run from Ryan Mallett to Tyler Wilson. He's been watching it in practice since he was 14, going with his father. Now he gets a chance to run it. You don't want your first start to be against Alabama's defense, obviously, but I think he has enough to keep this within 3 touchdowns.
All right, I hope you got a bunch more points because you really shot all your bullets right there.
I haven't even started.
You know, this is just a free
like
pick.
this game.
I'm like, okay, all right, VR.
You wouldn't have got that if this was actually my pick.
Yeah, you know, but I'm going to tell you a couple things. I know one thing. Tyler Wilson was worth 7 points last year for Alabama because he threw a pick 6, and it was a crucial point in the game. When they played last year at Alabama, it was a 10-7 game. Late in the second quarter, Arkansas made a big goal line stand, held them to a field goal. They kicked the field goal from the 2-yard line, and then there's only 5 minutes left in the half. So they got a shot to go in halftime, 10-7 on the road at Alabama, and it just doesn't work. He throws an interception, run back for a touchdown. Now all of a sudden it's 17-7. They go in at half 17-7. They're still in the game, and they're getting the ball to start the second half. They get 1 first down and then 3 and out, and they got a punt, 83-yard punt return for a touchdown. Katie barred the door, the game was over. That game changed on 2 plays. That interception at the end of the second quarter and the first, the punt return to start the third quarter. But they were playing toe-to-toe with an Alabama team that was the national championship Alabama team last year. So, yeah, I got to agree with you. There's way too many points to be putting on one guy, and I think it's a combination of not only because they're losing the quarterback, but let's not forget they got upset last week.
Yeah,
how much of that was a look ahead? And I know, Bryan, you like the Sun Belt Conference this year.
You know, I'm a numbers guy. I made this line 12 with the starting quarterback. That would mean basically that.
So you would have liked Alabama at that Golden Nugget number.
Well, it was 6 before the upset last week.
Right.
It was basically a 6-point adjustment. In my mind, it was a 6-point adjustment. But now, is the change in quarterback worth 7 points? I realize Alabama's defense is very good. It's his first game. I think it's an overreaction, though. I mean, you take a look at these teams. These are SEC teams. These are SEC quarterbacks. I don't know if you guys know this, but the SEC doesn't recruit like one quarterback.
Yeah.
There's guys lining up. You know, it's like women at a bar to meet him. I mean, they're just lining up for that opportunity.
He didn't say you or me.
I'm trying to be realistic here. Okay. A couple of 50s.
He's making a point. He's making a point.
He likes this comment. This is the best thing I've said all night. But I think he's got the right side here. And the line peaked. It was funny because as soon as it hit 21.5, he got taken, and then everybody took the 21s, taking the 20s.
The other point, before I kick it back to you,
whose pick is this?
You went on for like 72 minutes to start the first segment. We're going to say
I'm learning.
His wife has never told him that.
I'm learning here.
Now you made me forget what I wanted to say. The situation here with Alabama, we're so high on Alabama, but really, let's stop and think. They had that first game against Michigan. They dominated Michigan, but did we really overrate Michigan? Okay.
We overrated Denard Robinson.
We're basing this all off of that Michigan game because they played nobody last week. I think.
Well, they played a Sun Belt team. You alluded to this earlier. Actually, I think the Sun Belt team we can make a lot of money on the Sun Belt because I think they're a lot better than what people think.
I think Alabama's overrated at this point in time, and this line's inflated.
LSU is the best team in college football.
Yeah,
We've talked
suspensions and some guys didn't make grades this week.
That's true.
Yeah, we've talked this out. I know you got more. We're going to let you.
More to say.
We're going to let you close it up. We're going to let you close it out. We're not going to talk because
Should I go get a drink while we're waiting?
We know we're not going to get a word in edgewise anyway, so we're going to let them make it official. VR, this is your pick. Tell us your final thought on why we should bet Arkansas.
Take Arkansas plus 20. Let the line go up. Bettors are going to line up to take Alabama. Once you hear about everything Arkansas's lost, once you hear about a redshirt freshman and his first start going out against this Alabama defense. But don't forget, Alabama had their big game beginning of the season. That was against Michigan. This is a down Arkansas team as far as they're concerned. I don't expect Alabama's going to be as up as they would have been if Arkansas had a better season so far. Take the points.
All right, there you have it. VR, very passionate about a free pick. He says to take Arkansas plus the points. We're going to be back at pregame.tv. We're heading over to the NFL. We've got some plays, and if we come back and there's duct tape on VR, you'll know why, because Bryan and I want to talk about a game. We'll be right back here on pregame.tv.